Iman Gadzhi, the 22-year-old Russian English entrepreneur, content creator, fashion enthusiast, fitness enthusiast, multimillionaire, and pretty boy, has been the fastest rising YouTuber in the self-improvement space over the past year. And honestly, for good reason. Hi, I'm Aryan Bhatia, a software engineering student at the University of Sydney, and this is my first ever YouTube video in which I will be discussing the 5 ways in which Iman Gadzhi changed my life. A quick note, if this is Iman or his team watching and you're running low on time, then please move on to this timestamp and judge my submission of that. Now that that's out of the way, let's start a bit light and then dig deeper as we proceed. That came out very weird, but it'll make sense, trust me. Starting with number 1, he taught me the importance of meditation. Being from a Hindu background, I've actually seen my parents meditate ever since I was young. However, I never really picked up on it because I was super busy with school or studying, and if I ever had any free time, then I just used to spend it gaming. I strongly believed that sitting in one place for 10 minutes was a complete waste of my time, and boy was I wrong. Ever since I have started meditating, it has significantly improved my ability to focus on the task at hand. I used to fidget, often struggle with anxiety, and I'm not saying that meditation eradicated the problem completely, but I definitely see an improvement. This mindfulness and focus that I have developed sort of bleeds into the second point revolving around deep work. How often have we used or heard the phrase, "I don't have enough time"? During my first 3 years at uni, I never worked out, never did any part-time jobs, and the reason that I used to give myself was that my studies leave no time for all these other activities. Even though I was technically focusing solely on uni work, I often had to pull off all-nighters just to finish my assessments. I used to think that working hard requires putting in a lot of hours, and while that is somewhat true, I was wasting a lot of time. Sometimes I used to sit at my desk for 10 hours during a day, and by the end of it I used to think that I studied for 10 hours. But retrospectively, without sounding like a complete dick to my younger self, I do the same amount of work in about 2 hours now. In order to achieve this, I made certain crucial changes to my environment. Mainly, I just took Iman's advice and started putting my phone on Do Not Disturb. Now, most of you are probably like, oh, that's so boring and cliche. Everyone tells us that. But I don't think any of you would say that if you have given this a proper go for a full semester or a good amount of time period to actually reap the benefits. The third way in which Iman changed my life was by simply showing me the life that I want to live. Now, I have always been an ambitious individual, but I have never had this amount of passion to work, start a business, or make money, and I am extremely grateful to Iman for this. I started watching Iman about a year ago and found it absolutely surreal that this is a guy who is the same age as me and is living a life of abundance, freedom, and sheer luxury. He gave me a target to achieve, and his journey is the proof that if a man has focus, self-belief, and an abundance mindset, then anything is possible. Long story short, he has left no room for excuses. Moving on to the fourth point, and it is something that my parents have also taught me ever since I was a kid, and that is the importance of giving back. As I've stated before, Iman is probably at a point in his life where he could just call it a day and chill by the beach, but he decided to give back. The education company, the schools he has opened in Nepal, for that matter, even this giveaway where he's just giving $100,000, and then next year he plans to give away his entire YouTube AdSense. I don't think he needs to do any of this. Now, at the end of the day, I see a lot of hate coming his way that he's trying to make money, and of course he's trying to make money. But what people need to understand that the end goal is and should be bigger than just one person or individual wealth and freedom. That is the bare minimum that anyone needs in order to have influence and a platform from where they can share an idea. Iman knows that God put him in that position of power for a reason, and if he doesn't do what is right or morally correct, then it can easily be taken away from him as well. I truly believe that if one person or family has an abundance of wealth, then that's not just for them, because there's only so much money you can spend on yourself and your loved ones. Now, I'm not saying that rich people shouldn't have materialistic desires, because that would be very hypocritical, as I have plenty. However, I will make sure that I give back when I'm in a financial position to do so. The fifth and final way in which Iman changed my life was by making me aware. Now, this is where it gets super deep and I go pretty candid, and you might find this part extremely cringe, but I honestly don't care. Iman recently ran an event called the Digital Renaissance, in which he basically told us how we are at war. Now, Iman isn't the only one leading this movement. There are many other inspirational men and creators like Hamza, Tristan, and someone else that I can't name. A lot of people see these events or the content produced by these men in general as a means to spread fear and sell courses. So the question is, should you believe them? Do I believe that we are at war? Because that sounds very extreme, right? Having watched these men religiously for most of 2022, my answer would have to be yes. Here's how you see it. If you're on this journey, then you must have heard by now that we should stop believing in things that take power away from us. I think that the opposite is also true. We should start believing in things that gives us power. If watching Iman's content puts you in the right mindset and pushes you to wake up every day and give it your best and improve yourself, then I think you should just believe it. Don't buy his course. Don't buy it. I think he even said it in his 4-day event, the Digital Renaissance, that you don't have to learn from him. But as long as you are just pushing yourself, then I don't see the problem in believing in these men if you're turning into a better version of yourself. Now, a lot of you probably think that I'm just dick riding to get the 5 grand, not because of what I just said, but this entire video in general. I just want to make it clear that I come from a place of respect, admiration, and gratitude for these men. To be honest, this isn't a one-off video that I've made to get the $5,000, and I hope the quality reflects that because a lot of effort went into this. Through this channel, I'm not trying to give anyone advice, and I'm not trying to be Iman or Hamza because I'm just not in a position to do so. What I'm trying to do is build a community of like-minded individuals who are on the same path so that we can hold each other accountable and share what we are doing. If you want to take away one thing from this video, just remember that this movement is bigger than me, you, Iman. It's bigger than all of us. If you're watching this, Iman, I hope to see you in person soon. Additionally, without sounding like a complete fanboy who lives in an inferiority complex, because that's just not who I am, I hope to reach your level soon. Thank you for watching, everyone. Let 2023 be the year that marks the beginning of our monk mode and the year that we put in the work to become men of value. See you at the top.